David Runyon on the catch.
Hodge tore up, couldn't get the timeout called.
That's his third and final one here, so he's going the final 2:22 with no timeouts left as they're trying to get one more score here going into halftime.
I think it's time to remind our fans that we are live 24/7 at www.wvsportsnet.com. Also, you can check us out on the social media, facebook.com/wvsportsnet. Also catch us on our live Twitter feeds, John_WVSN, and it's Tony_WVSN. Check us out there as we're, throughout the game week, we'll be releasing various...
Live it, love it, learn it, folks, or else. Maybe try this aggressive approach. Maybe see how that works. Tune us in next week as we head back up to Charleston as we make our first trip to the great Labley Field as St. Albans, led by coach, former Mountaineer Derek Christensen, taking on Coach Carpenter's boys up at Capital. Capital ranked in the top 5 in the state, so we're going to see another good team. And St. Albans with coming back off a disappointing season, but they have high hopes, and they're going to take on a good Capital team next Friday. So keep it on wvsportsnet.com. And we're back here to the action. Pass incomplete to number 5. And that'll make I believe, 4th and long here. So let's see what Tug decides to do.
You may want to line that kicker. Well, they're a little far out. He does have quite a leg, but I don't think he can get it that far. Kind of expand a little bit what you're saying there. Next week we travel to Charleston. Coach Christian for the St. Albans Red Dragons. He was one of my former high school football coaches, and think the world of him. Look forward to seeing him next week, and hope his team be ready to play.
Yeah, well, nothing better than a good old MSAC contest, huh?
Absolutely. They say it's the most competitive conference in the state.
They've got an end around. Chucky White throwing it up, but right through the hands on 4th down there to number 4, Braxton Hinkle.
Man, I believe, Tony, right there on that trick play, if he'd have strung that on out, he could have come over. If Newsom would have kept running to the other side, there was no tied defenders on the opposite side of the field. Probably Newsom could have walked it in the way he's running. Would have had no trouble.
Sherman will take over on their own 35-yard line.
Yeah, he had a couple options down the field there. Even if the receiver comes up with that one, he's about 4 or 5 yards short of the first down, and he had a defender right on him. So Sherman ball again with 2:17 left in the first half. And we're going to have a rush there for no gain by number 32.
Tackled by number 55, Blake Spalding, and number 50, Ace Maynard.
Justin Clark.
Yeah, just no push whatsoever for the Sherman Tide's offensive line. We talked about it last night at GW South Charleston. That's where games are won, is in the trenches. It's been real one-sided here tonight as far as the defensive line and the offensive line. The Panthers dominating.
It's been, other than that first drive there by Sherman, it was looking like it was going to be it was going to be a high-scoring contest here. And it's been high-scoring for for Tug Valley. But as you saw again right there, a loss of 4. As we have some lights going out here on the field. Let's see if they're going to keep this game going or not. As you can see right there, that light tower is supposed to be on beside the lift right there. But we're going to call the game temporarily due to darkness. This is a first. We're too close to the stag plant for stuff like this to be happening, man.
Yeah, they'll take a minute here, I'm sure, and piece it together. Get some of the Tug Valley technical staff on that. Yeah, here we go. Now both teams will go to the sideline, and we'll wait it out.
Well, I'm sorry, go aheid.
I was just thinking back, kind of always allude to my playing career on on the air, but 2003, No, 2002. Final answer. We were playing at Seth, which is where the Sherman Tide reside, as their home field. We were up. The score was kind of about like this. It was 31-6, and the lights went off. Now, I don't know if that's any type of conspiracy or whatnot, but this is, I've seen this before. It's normally something that they can get back pretty quick. As far as getting the lights back on, get back to playing. Well,
we were fortunate enough to catch up with Coach Elkins before the game. We weren't able to get that interview to you, but we're going to go ahead, since we got the downtime here, we're going to go ahead and listen into what Coach Elkins said here about his team in the upcoming season here for Sherman on this, and again on this 2011 football season. So about a couple minutes here, we'll listen in, and we'll be right back with you. So keep it locked in here on wvsportsnet.com.
Your sports voice of the Valley.
Down the windy, off 119 there, down that windy road here. What do you want out of your boys this first night? Because the first game's got to be important. You want to set the tone for the season.
Yeah, we're looking for effort. We had a pretty good effort against Chapmanville as far as our competitive nature, and that's what we're hoping for tonight.
Okay. Now, we're not really too familiar with your team. How would you base your offense? Run-oriented, pass-oriented, balanced?
We're going to spread. We want to try to be balanced all the time.
We'll start that interview back over here. We expected more of a delay here because the lights have not been turned back on. But I'm guessing with just a minute left before second half, they're going to go ahead and just finish out this half and try to get that problem fixed during the halftime. And we got a fumble on the play. Tug Valley may have ended up with that one. Clark putting it on the deck. And they do give it up. Turnover.
That's a big turn of events there, being that far back in your own side of the field, turn the football over. Could be a chance here for the Tug Valley Panthers to put another one in the end zone before halftime. As we're at 55 seconds, and that would be enough, be detrimental. We've seen scores at the end of halves of ball games, basketball and football, that will carry a team or bury a team. So we'll see what happens here.
So we're going to start at the Sherman 35-yard line. Now keep in mind, folks, Coach Hodge is out of timeouts for the Panthers. He used all three. He's going to give it up to the big man, and nice defense there by Sherman defender number 4, Austin Wilkinson, going up against the 6'6" Chucky White senior. And nice heads-up play there defensively of swatting that one away.
Yeah, he's given up 1 foot 1 inches to Chucky White, and he went up and over and broke a pass up. If I'm Coach Hodge, I'm in Chucky's ear. It may even make the highlight reel next week, just so that way it won't happen again.
Right, put it on like a wall of shame.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of what not to do.
Definitely call him out about it.
It's like a running back getting tackled on the open field by a defensive back. That's not supposed to happen. No, and there we go on this one. He's got a man this time, and it's going to be caught and scored. A 35-yard strike to number 11, David Runyon.
Touchdown, Tug Valley.
Man, that took all, Tony, of 14 seconds. 2 plays. Mikey Newsom. Good pass, off play action too. Probably froze the linebackers for a second. Everybody thinking they might just run it out, try to get to halftime. Bootleg right. Runyon listed as a tight end. He might have been in there as just a split. Was able to work away from the defense.
Took it right in to kick the extra point for Tug Valley.
Yep, 41 seconds left on the clock there. Like you said, John, a very quick 2-play, 14-second drive, and another PAT block, the second one here by Sherman. But unfortunately for Sherman, they've had a little bit of practice here tonight getting used to that PAT block team.
Yeah, they've been on the field quite a few times. I'd say they're starting to get up there with the punt team of the South Charleston Black Eagles as far as appearances on the field.
They can't always easy his jobs as Peyton Manning's punter. Remember that year they went undefeated? He had 6 total punts and he got paid $1 million. That's
a pretty good day at work.
Not a bad year at all. Not a bad year. He was the most healthy. He was probably the most healthy punter in all of the NFL. He was over eating Cheetos. I saw him, man. He's over there in that little review booth eating some Doritos.
Not even worried about probably didn't even have his pads on. Peyton Manning was calling the plays.
Reading his TV guide and Reader's Digest. Acting like it's in the playbook, but he's got a what was that, Varsity Blues?
It's been an array of movies where they hide the. Normally it's hide a dirty magazine inside, a regular magazine. You see that in a lot of 80s films.
Oh, the Ferris Bueller's Day Off, stuff like that. Were the days. They don't make them like that anymore. And Tug Valley is going to kick this one off again. And they're just going to pooch this one. Didn't want no return.
Kickoff is down.
They're going to take it at the 40.
By number 9, Nicholas Evans.
It's going to be a tough hill to climb for the Sherman Tide head coach Sean Elkins. And I think what is his 4th season at the helm.
1st and 10 Tide.
Got to try to communicate to his boys that there's still, almost 24 minutes and 40 seconds of football left. They got to be able to piece some good stuff together so that way, even if they don't get the win here tonight, they can carry it into next week.
You're absolutely right there. You can't let just like we were talking about last night. You got to both teams got to put this one in the rear view mirror starting tomorrow. A football season isn't won on just one game. Or is it made off one game, I guess?
Real curious there as Halstead was he kept fooling with his helmet. I don't know if he had an equipment malfunction or.
He's like, I got it.
Yeah.
Back on the line, boys. Tug Valley going in what seems to be more of like a prevent defense here. Halstead's going to try to go on the end around, and he's going to be tackled for a loss there by number 4. Braxton Hinkle.
Clifford Hillstead.
Yeah, that was a poor block. 81, Alex Barless just kind of went out and didn't even really put a hand or a body on anybody. If I'm Halstead, I'm in my receiver's ear when I'm rolling out and it's a designed run play. You've got to block. Downfield blocking is what springs most large runs by either a running back or a quarterback or whoever has the ball. Barless he's got to bite into that.
And right there, I think they're going to take this one into the locker room. 2-1, and that'll do it. And 9-yard loss on that one, and Sherman's going to limp into the locker room, down 32-6, and Tug Valley's going to take that lead here on their home turf. And Coach Hodge, in his first half as a head coach, couldn't ask for a better result on this one. Wow, what a first half for Tug Valley. Yeah. Just one-sided, and everybody was fooled there after that first possession. Sherman had 2 very good-looking passes. The second one was a 39-yard strike there, and they got that quick 6-0 lead. But unfortunately, it's been kind of stagnant since that time. So it's halftime right now. We're going to take a break, and actually, let's go ahead and finish that interview with Coach Elkins from earlier there before we go ahead and take our halftime break. We apologize again for that. We'll go ahead and just start that one over from scratch. And again, hear this more from Coach Elkins here in the pregame before tonight's opening kickoff. We're here with Coach Elkins of Sherman Tide. Well, Coach, you made the long trek down here to Mingo County, down the windy, off 119 there, down that windy road here. What do you want out of your boys this first night? Because the first game's got to be important. You want to set the tone for the season.
Yeah, we're looking for effort. We had a pretty good effort against Chapmanville as far as our competitive nature, and that's what we're hoping for tonight.
Okay. Now, we're not really too familiar with your team. How would you base your offense? Run-oriented, pass-oriented, balanced?
We're going to spread. We want to try to be balanced all the time, but we're going to throw it a while, and then we're going to run it some. So we want to be 50-50, but depending on who we're playing and what we're trying to do and our personnel, that may change as we go along.
Okay. And what do you expect out of this tough Panther team tonight down here in their house?
Well, last year they beat us at our place. Had some good talent. I think they've got some of those kids back. I know the quarterback's back. The receivers are really good, and I think they've got 2 or 3 linemen back. So, we're going to have our young kids really play well tonight for us to come out of here with a win.
And then what are a couple names we can expect to see a lot tonight on your side of the team, making probably a lot of big-time plays?
Jeff Halstead's our quarterback. He's going to play both offense and defense. Colton Farrell's our center and one of our down linemen, and Caleb Eady and Justin Clark are running backs, and they play a linebacker position as well. We're looking to have a pretty good-sized game for us.
All right. Again, this is Coach Elkins here on wvsportsnet.com. Well, Coach, thank you for taking the time with us, and best of luck to you tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
Like Tony said, that was head coach Sean Elkins of the Sherman Tide. That was pregame. We wasn't able to get that to you beforehand, but that's what he had to say before he took over here tonight. Now I'm sure he's got quite a different little outlook on it now, Tony, as it's 32-6.
Right, and he just needs something more from his Sherman time here in the second half. And you know what? This game's not unreachable. It's 4-possession game. They can make it happen. And they got plenty of time here. They don't get the ball back, but they need a quick 3 and out. And a nice quick score here. If they can get it within 2 scores with 1.5 quarter remaining, definitely still a ball game.
Yeah, I mean, they got to come out right after halftime, Tony, and I think they got to shut down Tug Valley. They've got to get them either, limit them to 1 first down and then they punt, or they got to get them 3 and out right out of the gate. The defense has got to dig their heels in, stop this running attack, because Newsom has yet to beat them on the passing game, because only time he has beat them has been on broken plays, right? I mean, they've had him sacked, or look like they've had him sacked, 3 or 4 guys around him, defense swarms. Newsom's pretty loose if he gets away. I know he hit Chucky White back here in the back of the end zone sometime in the first half, wide open due to the whole defense collapsing. But, A, they got to stop him right out of the gate, send a message. And, B, they've got to put drives together. That's what's going to help them later on in this game, is wear down the Tug Valley defense. They've not been on the field that much, Tony.
No, you're right. They need to get there, and they need to get Sherman's defense off the field and give them some more rest in between there. And Sherman's got some work cut out for them. In Tug Valley, all they got to do is just maintain the status quo, and they'll be fine. But we're going to take a break here at halftime. We're going to get one more message here from our sponsors, and we're going to compile our stats here, our unofficial stats we've got together here loosely, and we'll be right back here on wvsportsnet.com.
Your sports voice of the Valley.
Touch Pro Restoration, 304-784-2401. That's 304-784-2401.
What we'll do now is we'll give you a sound of what the game is like tonight. We'll just turn the mics on. We're going to step away for a few minutes. The band should be coming on the field here any minute to play. And Tony and I will be back with second half coverage.
Alrighty, folks, and welcome back. And as you see, we're still having problems with the lights here. They got them back on. And as you saw, they flicked right back off. We heard the brake box flip all the way down here.
Definitely throwing breakers somewhere, Tony. Definitely throwing breakers.
But we're going to go over some. I've been looking here, and Sherman, their last 6 drives after their opening one have all ended in negative yardage, 3 and outs.
Wow, what a stat.
Yeah. Had 65 yards on two pass plays on an opening drive.
Brandon Mason set the kickoff for the Sherman Tide.
Offsides. No call. Tug Valley's is going to fall on it, and they're going to take over here at the 36. They get things going here.
Got an interesting tidbit during the halftime, Tony. We talked about at the top of the broadcast the Mingo County consolidation and what it's going to do to Tug Valley's population and Belfry, Kentucky, which is a school just right across the border. Both of their enrollment numbers are a little bit up. But a couple stars of tonight's game. Number 5, Chucky White, the senior. Number 40, Matt Barker, the junior. And number 74, Cameron Allen, the junior, are all from Williamson. They were part of the consolidation. The kids had the option. They chose to come to Tug Valley.
Yeah, that's 3 big plays.